really help them identify their why for having begun that. And so, no, not I want to be a life coach, but I want to pursue this or I want to pursue that. Absolutely want to encourage it, but I want to help them dig really deep into the whys behind it, because ultimately their reason for doing something is probably predicated on a reason for doing something prior. When we can get to that core why, that's the epiphany. That's when they can figure out, oh, well, I can still get to this with a different end goal. Or they double down. Now that I know this is what I want, I absolutely want to pursue this path that we were talking about. Either way, that's why I coach. That's why I work with them, because I love that kind of help.
Mm-hmm. What's your number one piece of advice to college kids these days? To me, I almost it's like I almost want to choke them and say, wake up. Do you have any idea how much opportunity you have these days? I spent my entire 20s, half of my 30s, all I did was bang on the doors of gatekeepers. Please, 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 TV station manager, put my show on. Please, 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 radio network executive, let me have a show. Please, 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 newspaper publisher, let my column be. They don't have to do any of that. They can just create. And it boggles my mind when I see someone who says, oh, I want to go into marketing or I want to go into business. And I say, okay, continue your studies in the university, but how about starting a new business every semester and see what works and use every kind of social media platform promoting it, find paying customers. Even if you lose money, 4 years of college, you could start 8 businesses. 7 of them could fail. And you might end up with one that, let's say, kicks off $80,000 a year, and you figure out a way of managing it, maybe 2 hours in the evening. You now have so much more power in your career. You no longer have to learn to move to the small, crappy town away from every friend and family because it's the only job you could get 2,000 miles away. You no longer have to accept a job where you think, oh, the manager seems really creepy, but I got no other opportunities. If you have a business and have income, that gives you power. But more important, you've learned all the skills of modern marketing, and you're so much more valuable to any other company. And I just see so few students really using that. But you're there in the trenches. Tell me what's really going on with your students, and what do you see the most ambitious ones doing?
So you're exactly right. Get out there and do it. And I have college-age students in my own house, and I try and give that advice, but that's advice from dad. Nobody listens to dad.
It's very hard to advise. It's very hard to be a life coach to a family member, and we all know that.
My students, I love your thought of just starting a new business every semester.
And really, what's underlying that, and I apologize, let me let you talk. No, but what's really underlying that is it's now so easy to test whether you have a good idea and to fail quickly. I mean, early in my career, I launched a TV talk show. It took me 2 years, no income, mounting debt, before I could really go through all the motions, figure out, okay, this didn't work. It's a failure, and I've got $100,000 in debt. You could start a YouTube show, do 7 shows, and you may decide, I just don't like it. Stop, and you've lost nothing. That's right. My point, is you can test things, fail faster. And in the world of business, it only takes one hit to do really well. I'm one of the most successful Udemy instructors ever, not because I'm the greatest instructor. It's because I've made 220 courses. 20 of them are bestsellers. 200 are awful sellers. Doesn't matter. The 20 that sold well did everything else I needed to do.
Yeah.
So tell me more about the mindset of young people you advise today, and are any of them trying this?
Not many. And that's because what you are suggesting is so far outside of the norm of everything they've learned in school. Everything. And Seth Godin is a great source of information on this, but everything they've learned, in short, is how to conform. Mm-hmm. And what you're telling them and what I tell them is it's not about conformity. You do not need permission to start your own talk show. You do not need permission to talk about your personal life on LinkedIn. I don't care what the LinkedIn police tell you. We're kind of cut from the same cloth in that way, TJ, because one of the first things I tell students, day one of any new class, I share with them an article that I have posted on LinkedIn. I share with them, I want you to fail. Mm-hmm. Great. You walk into class day one and your professor says, I want you to fail. How quickly can I drop this class?
Yeah.
And I say, wait. Before you go to your advisor and switch out, please allow me to explain. I am the son of a math teacher. My dad has taught in public schools for over 50 years now. And he taught me two valuable pieces of information before I started teaching. The first was, Rob, you don't need to know the whole textbook. You just need to stay one page ahead of your students. Good. The second was, no student who shows up regularly, puts in effort regularly, simply tries, will ever fail my class. Now, you might not get the A+. You're going to get a grade worthy of your effort, but you will not fail. I tell them, try things, break things, go and experiment with different things, and learn the hard way on some of the lessons that we're going through in class, and you will not fail my class. The other thing that I like to share with them, it's generally midway through the semester, now that I've established a rapport with them, they are at the best time in their LinkedIn life as a college student. And what I say to them is this: as a college student, if you reach out to 10 people a day, 50 people a week, with a connection request, reach out to an alumni, reach out to somebody who's in the industry that you're majoring in, and simply connect with them. I would expect 6, 7, 8 out of 10 will accept your connection request, because we've all been students. We all appreciate what it's like to be a student, and we all want to help students. And if I can help a student with something as simple as, yeah, sure, I'll connect, really not a big ask, they'll do it. And then when you have